Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkas, and it's time for Invincible Season 2, Episode 3, This Missive, This Machination. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos. My vast video library pops up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button. And if you can, hit that share button in the hit that share button as well. So, oh, and if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, like I said, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it every week. Also have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Give you enough time to pause, run away, whatever you need to do. All right. So this is kind of an interesting take on this episode. The first half, maybe more of that, I guess you could say, was all about Alan the alien. And so we had a little bit about what the Viltrumites did to his world and how he came about to have superpowers. His people, were decimated by the Viltrumites. They tried fighting, they were taken over. Then they tried fighting back. The Viltrumites got even nastier. So some of them fled. And, yeah, it was a good episode, Yasi. I agree. And then, of course, because their numbers were so low, they had to basically go through science in order to procreate and in a hurry kind of thing. And as a result of this too, they wanted to make sure that they could fight back against the Viltrumites and start experimenting with adding powers to their offspring as well. And Alan was pretty much the only viable offspring that had superpowers. And he wasn't strong enough against the Viltrumites. Obviously, he got his ass handed to him, as he says, and ended up basically just being a member of the coalition of planets to go to other worlds and basically get them into their roster before the Viltrumites did. And we get all that background, and we see his, the head of the. In a hurry. You are? Yeah, I know. We see that whole thing of the leader of the coalition of planets basically telling him that there's a mole, that he needs to find out who the mole is, because the Viltrumites are starting to take over slowly but surely, and they're taking out planets that have already joined the coalition or just newly joined the coalition, which is terrifying other potential planets to join the coalition. And Alan's given the option, to find out who this mole is. And then we meet his girlfriend, and as he and his girlfriend are out on a date, after having their little fling going on, he meets some Viltrumites are outside, 3 of them, as a matter of fact, and they want to know what he knows, who the Viltrumite on Earth is, basically, and everything he knows about that. And Alan is not giving anything up without a fight, and he gets the fucking shit kicked out of him. I mean, just absolute shit kicked out of him. His eye pops out, everything, all of this stuff, and ends up in the hospital. He survives all of this, and we find out who the mole is, of course, in the coalition of planets, which, of course, is that leader. I believe his name is Thaddeus. Yeah, Thaddeus is the one. So yeah, he is the one. And of course, he pulls the plug on Alan as he's in the bed recuperating there. We also get that Mark, has gone to college. He's gone away to college, and Debbie is by herself now at this point. And that was a little bit of, some I guess you could say, story and before the Alan stuff. And then it's all Alan up until then we get credits, right? And then, like, about not even, I would say, 10-15 seconds into the credits, we go back to Mark's story, and we get another whole like half hour of Mark's story. So that was one of these things that was just kind of interesting the way they did this. They kind of broke it up that way this episode, and I kind of liked it. You said they had to create a superhero. Yeah, they did kind of in a way. So yeah, the whole thing with Mark, he's trying to deal with his life, but we also get a little bit what Debbie's going through too. So Debbie decides to join that group, the support group, if you will, for partners of heroes. And she realizes that all these people that are there have lost, their superhero partners because of Omni-Man. And yeah, once she reveals that to one of the guys in the group, that he, brings out uh Theo is his name, to talk to him at a bar and all this kind of stuff. He's like, don't come back. Just don't come back. No one wants you there, kind of thing. So she's even more alone than normal. Yeah, which is just really kind of fucked up. So after all is said and done, Mark ends up getting he gets a little visit from his childhood friend. Basically it's a take on Doctor Strange, only it's a dog. And I can never remember what the dog's name is again. Oh, I'm blanking on it all of a sudden. Seance Dog. There we go. Seance Dog. So Seance Dog comes to him, and he knows it's a ruse, starts beating the shit out of Seance Dog, and the ruse gets dropped. It's an alien. He says, hey, I need you to help us. Asteroids are coming. They're going to destroy our planet. We heard about there's a Viltrumite that's not a Viltrumite on Earth, and we need your help. And it's another galaxy. It's going to be about 6 days trip. Come with us. Come with me. Cecil, of course, doesn't want him to go. And Mark's like, yeah, fuck you. This is what I got into it for, was to actually help people. And I'm taking off. And he does take off. And once he gets to the planet that, supposedly is in trouble, the alien that had brought him there, and he's like, so this doesn't look like asteroids have hit you. What's going on? And he goes, asteroids? Oh yeah. Well, you need to talk to the leader here. Why don't you come on up? And so when they bring out the leader, it's his dad. And his dad's like, hey, Mark, how's it going? We need to talk, kind of thing. And that's kind of when we leave off the episode. And I kind of like that, the way things are going. Again, like I said, in the last episode, what I said in the last episode was we only have 8 episodes this season, and it's split into 2 groups of 4. The first 2 episodes were kind of just the what's happened since Omni-Man fucked up everything and just left. And so everyone's kind of, regrouping again. And then we have, now we're getting back to the story of Mark and his dad. And I kind of like that. I also, I agree with you, Yasi. Debbie's story is brutal. She she's basically in no man's land at this point, where no one's going to help her. I mean, heroes don't want anything to do with her. Regular people don't want anything to do with her, just because she was Omni-Man's wife and didn't know, as Theo said, you should have known, kind of thing. And it's like, how could she have known, that Omni-Man was, a tyrannical dick? So yeah. Good episode all the way around. But like I said, next week's episode is going to be the mid-season finale, and then we go into hiatus until January or February. I think it's January. January is where we go out to. And then it's going to be at least not as long as a wait between seasons 1 and 2. Good God, that was 2 years, something like that. And luckily, we're not gonna have to wait that long between seasons 2 and 3 either, because season 3 was already greenlit. Yeah, they're doing that as well. So I would spread the word out there if you want more of this stuff. Like I always say, if you like stuff, and I've spread the word about different things out here to real world people as well. Yasi says the alien was good with some comedy relief. Yeah, I mean, he was okay. He was just basically, as I always say, the MacGuffin to get him to move. Yes, Alan the Alien is Seth Rogen. Yasi. So that's the other thing is the lineup of people in this is just incredible. I mean, Sandra Oh is Debbie. Steve Young is Mark Grayson. J.K. Simmons is Omni-Man, Nolan Grayson. Amber, Mark's girlfriend is Zazie Beetz. I'm actually just going through the roster here. Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime himself was Thaddeus, the leader of the Coalition of Planets. Um, David Diggs is Theo. Walton Goggins is Cecil. Ross Marquand, Rudy. Tatiana Maslany was Tila, Alan's girlfriend. Jay Farrow from Saturday Night Live was one of. He's actually voiced a couple different things here as well. And it goes on and on and on. Leah Thompson was Carol. So, like I said, there are a ton of really, talented actors that are behind the voices here that they have brought in for this series. And like I said, if you want more of this kind of stuff, you should be getting the word out there as well. So just, tell people, recommend things to people. I know I've turned some people onto this series. Also, Blue Eyed Samurai, which I'll be talking about. I'm going to be doing another spoiler alert, and I, at some point in time here. So, excuse me. Seth Rogen is doing a lot of next generation superheroes with the boy. So Yasi, he's the executive producer on this. He and his partner Evan Goldberg, they're also the executive producer on The Boys, Gen V, Preacher. What else? Their production company is the one that is generating a lot of all the good stuff that is coming out right now. And his is the production company that if you have money, like a lot of money that you want to invest in, his is the production company you want to invest in because they're actually getting returns on the stuff that they're doing. So he's not just he is a big stoner, but he also is a savvy businessman with all the production stuff that he's got going on. So yeah, they're producing a lot of stuff. I don't even remember how much stuff they're producing now at this point. Yeah. Anyway, I know it's a lot, and that's just scratching the tip of the iceberg. The couple of that I just mentioned there. So what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, at 6:00, I'm actually going to do the contest results for Loki season 2. So that was, and you've got, I'm looking at it here, 15 minutes left to actually put in a response if you live in the continental United States. As you can see, that's the first prize there, which is a Miss Minutes pin, limited edition pin. And the second prize is an Avengers shirt. So go over to that Loki season 2 season finale episode that I did. Make a comment in the comment section. Make as many as you want. You're only going to get one entry. As long as you live within the continental United States, then if I pick your name, then you get the prize. There you go. Mercenary says, do you think that they'll ever adapt Invincibles? I don't know, Mercenary. Honestly, my knowledge of this comic is faulty at best. I remember when it first came out, I had the first couple of issues of it, and then I moved on to something else. So I know of it, but I don't know the storyline to it. So I'm actually kind of running along with everyone else who hasn't seen, hasn't heard of the comic. But anything's possible. So, and then what else do I have going on? So I talked about that I'm doing. And spoiler alert, I'm actually not going to be doing it at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I might be doing it earlier. I just forgot that I had something else going on that tomorrow night. So we'll see. I'll have to reschedule that one. So we'll see what's going on. But then next week, I'm probably going to do another Is It Worth My Time at some point in time. And then, of course, Invincible is going to be on. I could do that on Thursday. I could do Invincible on Thursday. Oh, no, Thursday's Thanksgiving. Friday during the day. So at some point. I'm off next week. So that's why. From work, my day job. We'll see what happens. Trying to see if there's anything else that's coming out. I mean, I'm not covering Monarch Legacy of Monsters because I don't have Apple TV. Yeah, and there's really nothing coming out series wise until Percy Jackson and the Olympians season 1 on Disney Plus December 20th. I'll probably be covering that because that actually looks like it's interesting and fun. So, plus there's really nothing else out there. So we'll see about that. Yeah. Oh, and to you as well, Yasi. Yeah, like I said, I don't have Apple TV, so I'm not about to get that. And if anything, I'm interested in the series because Kurt Russell and his son are in it. I will probably at some point sign up for the free trial of Apple once all the season once the season drops completely, and then I'll just binge it and then get rid of Apple TV. Apple TV is not doesn't have a library right now and isn't viable as far as I'm concerned. So that's why I haven't, and also it's expensive too, considering all the other stuff that I'm subscribed to. Yeah, I'm not subscribed to Paramount Plus either. MGM Plus, AMC Plus, all the different pluses. Yeah. So it just happens that way. But anyway, you can always go over to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule I have up there. Like I say, I change it out every week, sometimes a couple times a week, depending on how things go, which I need to do, after this. But the next thing is, like I said, it's going to be at 6 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time tonight. I'm going to, pull out names for that, for the Loki prizes. There we go. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight and joined me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, like I said before, go over to suspendedfanimation.com and take a look at the schedule that I have up there. Also, all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. Thank you, everyone. I will see you again in shortly here on probably about a little bit over an hour. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may run into some Viltrumites and they want some information from you and you better give it to them. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to be a bad thing. Thanks, everyone. I will see you again in about an hour here. Until then, have a good rest of your night. Until then, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone. See you in a little bit.